Tomcat server, how to install Tomcat server, these all you have seen. Now, how to write first servlet program, I'll explain. I given steps to download web application. Okay. Steps to download web application I given. What is the first step? What is the first step? Create a web application folder structure. Create a web application folder structure. Second step. See, first step, create a web application folder structure. 1 minute. First step, create a web application folder structure. Second step, create and compile web application source code. Nothing but solid program. Third step, write deployment descriptor. Nothing but web.xml file. Fourth step, create a war file. War file, nothing but web archive. Web archive file. Okay. Steps to develop web application. Steps to develop web application. First step, create a web application folder structure. Second step, create and compile web application source code, nothing but solid program. Third step, write deployment descriptor, nothing but web.xml file. Fourth step, create a war file. Now, first step, create a web application folder structure. See, first program, just a welcome program. Welcome program, how to send request, how to get response, that is you will see just one small program. First program, just a welcome message only comes, that type. See, first program, I'll show you without Eclipse. Second program onwards with Eclipse. Because with first program without Eclipse, if you learn, complete idea you will get it. What exactly internally what is happening also you'll understand. Now, first program without Eclipse I'll explain. Second program onwards with Eclipse I'll explain. Now, create a web application folder structure. Just a minute. See. Now, first of all, one root folder we have to create. For example, first app. Okay, root folder. For example, first app. In this WebINF. Now, manually without src I'm placing directly, I'm placing in classes folder only src .java file, webinf, in this folder classes, in this folder one solid, for example first solid .java. Whenever we compile, first solid .class. Next XML, web.xml. Next we'll create a war file. First program like this you will see. Next program onwards Eclipse will use. Eclipse only generates everything. Okay. Write this folder structure. First tab folder, webinf folder, classes folder. In that first solid.java, first solid.class, and web.xml. After that, creating war file. Is it over? See, first of all, we have to create one root folder. Suppose root folder name, first tab. This name, whatever you want, you can write. But after that, webinf, it is compulsory same name, web-inf. In that, classes, it is compulsory same name. And here, first solid.java, whatever you want, you can write. And web.xml, it is compulsory same. And this file, whatever you want, you can write. webinf compulsory, classes compulsory, web.xml compulsory, as it is. Remaining names, whatever you want, you can write. Okay. Say it is just a welcome program. First program, welcome program, you'll see. Here, webinf folder, classes folder, web.xml compulsory. Remaining names, whatever you want, you can write. Okay, remaining names, whatever you want, you can write. See, one root folder you have to create something first tab. Root folder, first tab. In this folder name, whatever you want, you can write. It is not compulsory to write first tab. Any name you can write. But in this folder, web-inf, it is mandatory. It is compulsory web-inf only. In this folder, classes folder, this is compulsory classes. In this folder, whatever you want, you can write file name. Suppose first solid.java. First solid.java. Whenever you compile, first solid.class. Okay. After this, file name, XML, web.xml, it should be same. Web.xml. Web.xml. After this, here, first dot war file. This file name, whatever you want, you can write. Okay. After this, See here, after creating war file, you have to start the server. You have to start the server. Suppose it's a web server. It's a web server. Tomcat web server. Now we have to start the server. This application we have to deploy on server. Then here, first.war deployed. First.war file deployed. Okay. After that, we have to open browser. We have to open browser. Browser is called web client. That is web server. This is browser web client. Any one browser you can use. In this browser, you'll type some URL. What is a URL? What is a URI? What is URN? What's the difference? I'll explain here. Like this, we'll write. After this, from browser, we'll send the request. From browser, we'll send the request to server. Okay. This request is called HTTP request. From server, response comes. That is HTTP response. HTTP response. Then you will get output here. Welcome. Welcome to Solids. This is our task. Okay. Now, first what we'll do, just observe, we'll create one folder. The folder name, whatever you want, you can write. For example, first app. In that, it should be WebINF. In that, it should be classes. In that, first solid.java. Here, whatever you want, you can write. After compilation, first solid.class. Now, next XML file, web.xml. This will create as one bundle, war file. It is just like a zip file. After that, we'll start the server. We'll deploy application in your server. From browser, we'll send the request. The request is called HTTP request. Then response comes. That response is called HTTP response. Then you'll get a welcome to Solids. This is our task. Write this one. First program without Eclipse I'll teach. Second program onwards with Eclipse. For understanding purpose, without Eclipse is best. For understanding. Once if you understand, second program onwards Eclipse only. Because without Eclipse, it takes more time. Actually, from here onwards, you have to start Eclipse. Remaining up to JDBC, Eclipse, without Eclipse, little bit different. But here onwards, more difference will be there. Here, XML, folder structure, these all automatically generated in Eclipse. Without Eclipse means we have to write each and everything. One program without Eclipse I'll teach. Second program onwards with Eclipse. For understanding purpose, without Eclipse. Is it completed? This is web application. We have to create, we have to deploy in server. From browser, we have to send request. Then response comes, welcome to Solids. This is our task. Okay. Now, first of all, how many folders we have to create? See in this diagram, give me answer. How many folders here? How many? There, how many folders are there? You cannot identify. You can identify no? Folders, only folders. That means what you are listening, what I am saying. One they are selecting, three they are selecting, six also giving different answers you are giving. Now, in the diagram, which is folder, which is file? First tab is folder. WebINF is folder. S class is folder. .java, .class, .xml, .var files. Three folders. First tab, WebINF classes. Three folders. Okay. Now, see. Now, three folders we have to create. Now, I'll open command prompt. 1 minute. There already previous files are there. I'll delete. Now, I'll open command prompt. I'll open command prompt. Everything from command prompt also possible. Everything from command prompt also possible. Everything from command prompt also possible. Now, here from command prompt, can we create folder? Yes. How to create? Just MD first tab. Then first tab folder created. MD nothing but make directory. Now CD first tab. Now we entered into first tab folder. Change directory. MD web-inf. CD web-inf. MD classes. CD classes. Now three folders created. MD nothing but make directory. CD nothing but change directory. Directory nothing but folder. You can see this PC, C drive here. First tab. See, just now created. Just now created. Date and time also is there. Okay. Just now created. In this first tab, see web-inf created. In this web-inf classes created. Classes, it is empty. This folder is empty. Okay. Now MD make directory. CD change directory. Directory nothing but folder. In DOS operating system, we are calling directory. Windows operating system, we are calling folder. You can create from here itself. What you can do? You can open C drive, right click, new folder, right click, new folder. You can create no. Like this also possible. Otherwise, you can create like this. Now, first program, each and everything write it. Note down. These all note down. Second program onwards, no need to write. C drive, MD first tab, C drive, CD first tab. These all write it. All steps write it. MD first tab, CD first tab, MD WebINF, CD WebINF, MD classes, CD classes. These all note down as it is. MD first app, CD first app, MD WebINF, CD WebINF, MD classes, CD classes. MD make directory, CD change directory. Directory nothing but folder. Now 3 folders created. Okay. After that, from here itself, you can open Notepad with Solid program. See, according to folder structure created. Now 3 folders we have to create. First app folder, WebINF folder, classes folder. That is over. Now Solid program we have to write here. So you can write like this: start Notepad first solid.java. Like this you can write. Now Notepad opened with first solid.java. Write this one. Start Notepad first solid.java. Start Notepad first solid.java. Start Notepad first solid.java. Is it over? So first solid.java file open with Notepad. If you write like this, see, it will ask. See, here, do you want to create a new file? Because cannot find first solid.java. Do you want to create a new file? Click on S button, right? Click on S button. Click on S button. Now here, don't write. I'll ask questions, give me answers. With your answers, I'll write the program. After that, I'll give a time for writing program. Okay. Now it is Solid program, first Solid program. It is first Solid program. Okay. First step completed. Create a web application folder structure completed. Second step, writing Solid program. Create and compile web application source code. Nothing but Solid program. Now I'll ask questions, give me answer. With your answers, I'll write the program. Okay. Without class, can we develop applications? No. So class compulsory. What we have tried? Class name, open brace, close brace. Without class, developing applications are not possible in Java. Without class, writing Java program possible. Interfaces are there, enumerations are there, records are there, we can write. But developing application not possible. Even if you write interface also for application purpose, class required. Enumeration also class required. Record also again class required. So at last you are going to write class if you want to develop application. Now class name, open brace, close brace. Okay. If I write main method, is it executed? No. Why? Because Solid runs in server. Server doesn't know main method. So if you write a main method, it is not executed because Solid runs in server. Server doesn't know main method. Okay. Server doesn't know main method. So writing main method is wasted. No use. But execution purpose, what is there? Life cycle methods. How many life cycle methods are there? 3 methods. What are those? Init, service, destroy. When init method called by web container, whenever fast request comes to a Solid. When service method called by web container, for every request. When destroy method called by web container, whenever Solid instance is removed from web container. When Solid instance is removed, whenever web application is undeployed or server shuts down. Okay. These 3 methods, life cycle methods. When first request comes, how many methods called? 2 methods. What are those? Init and service. Second request, only service. Third request, service. Fourth request, last request, service only. Destroy is going to be executed whenever web application undeployed or server shuts down. Whenever you shut down the server. two situations, let's recall. These three methods belongs to which interface? Servlet interface. To derive life cycle methods, servlet interface you have to inherit. How to inherit servlet interface? Implements servlet. If we implement servlet interface, how many methods are mandatory to override?